Hi there. Now, this video is for customers who bought the Haven Studio um, Alice keyboard case between May and June 2021. Basically, as I probably have communicated to you, there was an issue with the case. I had a version control issue, which meant that the metal plate, which you can see over here, and the acrylic plate that sits underneath the metal plate had issues with them. Now, at this point of time, I've shipped out replacement acrylic plates to all customers. And by replacing the plate that came with your original package with the one that I've just sent out, which is the fix, you would that first issue with the acrylic plate would have been fixed. But there's still not so much an issue, but more of an annoyance with that the metal plate still has really tight tolerances. So this video is to show you how to install the metal plate to overcome the tight tolerance issue. So where this video starts is after you have installed your stabilizers on the PCB and you want to place the metal plate on top of the PCB to start installing your key switches. Usually what you do is you would put the acrylic plate directly on top of your PCB, and then you place your metal plate right on top of that. And what that should do is it will sit all flush and together. But because of the metal plate issue, the tight tolerances, it's harder than usual to get the metal plate past the stabilizers, especially in my example, at the enter key stabilizers and the the right shift key stabilizers. So the the instruction or my recommendation is before you start putting on the acrylic plate and the metal plate, you do this instead. So um, the first thing that I recommend you do is you loosen the screws for your stabilizers before putting the metal plate down. Don't take the whole stabilizer out, just unscrew it a little bit, and I mean just a little bit. Um, what I'm doing over here is really just unscrewing it by a quarter turn, and I'm doing it for the enter key, the left and right shift keys, and those are really the only keys you need to loosen the screws for. You don't need to loosen every single uh, the 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 stabilizers for every single key. Actually, what I might do as well is to loosen the right spacebar key. I just noticed that you might need to loosen that as well, and basically that's because these little the metal plate has this little bar in the middle, and that's actually what's causing the issue. Um, the tolerances for that metal bar that sits between the key switch and the stabilizer is too tight. So once you've done that, your stabilizers, you've loosened the screws for your stabilizers by just a half a turn or quarter turn. That's enough to make a difference. So I'm going to show. I'm going to put the PCB in the middle and show. Yep. So first put on the acrylic plate that I sent out. So this is the fixed acrylic plate. It should sit flush on the PCB, and then take the metal plate, and without doing anything, it should, you can tell that it's sitting on top of the stabilizer. So there's an issue of tolerance there. Going from one side to the other, what I'm going to do is wriggle each stabilizer while just ever slightly pressing down the metal plate to try and get the metal plate to go past the stabilizer. As in I'm doing that, as you can see, um, as I wiggled the stabilizer, the metal plate managed to finally pop down past the stabilizer and flat onto the acrylic plate, which is subsequently flat on the PCB. So now it's all flat and where it's supposed to be. You just have to remember that you have loosened the stabilizers. Your next step now is to install or solder uh, the switches. And once you've done that, tighten the stabilizers again. Don't forget to tighten your stabilizers because right now they're loose.